All right, today's aim is let's see how the distributive property relates to equations for circles. So just to quickly go over what the distributive property is, it basically means if I have an expression, let's say I have A times B plus C, when I distribute, I take this term in the front A and I'm going to multiply it by both terms inside. So my first term, A times B, or just AB, the operation in the middle stays the same, plus. Then I do A times C, or just AC. We also could see a more complex example of the distributive property. We're multiplying two binomials. In that case, I could have A plus B times C plus D. In this case, we want to multiply A by both terms in the next binomial. And when I say binomial, I mean an expression with two terms, 1, 2. That's a binomial. I also want to take the second term of this first binomial and multiply it by both terms in the second. So let's just do that first distribution first. A times C, AC, A times D, AD. Then we do B times C, that's BC, and B times D, that's BD. So that's what's going on when we do the distributive property. So for here, they want us to do it mentally. I don't really know how valuable it is to do these mentally. I would recommend you do these first and not really watch the video and then compare your work just to see if you have the right method down. So if we want to distribute this term, I'm multiplying 5 by each term inside the parentheses. So 5 times x is just 5x, and then 5 times 3, that's 15. Notice how we have a plus here and a plus here. Now I'm doing x times the binomial inside. X times x is x squared. X times negative 3 minus 3x. We still have a negative sign there. Now we're doing a binomial times a binomial. So I think it's going to be difficult for me to explain this mentally, so I'm going to show really what I'm doing in my head. First I'm doing x times x. That's x squared. Then I'm doing x times 2. That's 2x. Next I'm doing 4 times x. That's 4x. Then I do 4 times 2. That's 8. As you can see, I have two like terms here, so I'm going to combine them. 2x plus 4x is 6x. And then the x squared and the 8, they stay the same since there are no like terms for them. You might also notice I could have just done 4 plus 2 to get that middle term. 4 times 2 to get the last term. X times x to get that first term. Here, we're multiplying the same binomial times itself. So really, this is the same as saying x minus 5 squared. I'm going to show you an alternate method for distribution just because I think you'll remember this very well from last year. If I have two binomials being multiplied, I can use the box model to multiply these two. So I can do x minus 5 and x minus 5. Hopefully this is ringing some bells for those who took algebra last year. X times x, we get x squared. X times negative 5, negative 5x. X times negative 5 again, that's negative 5x. Negative 5 times negative 5, that's positive 25. Now I'm going to combine all the terms here. Well, x squared is going to stay the same. Negative 5 plus negative 5 is negative 10x. Or I should say negative 5x plus negative 5x is negative 10x. And the 25 is all on its own as well. Again, you'll see negative 5 times negative 5 brings us to our last term. Negative 5 plus negative 5 gives us our middle term. And then just x times x is going to give us the first term. If you could do these mentally, that's great. I don't think it's super important for you to be able to do them mentally. If you can use the box method to solve them, I think that's just as valid. All right, that's all for 5.1.